Hello everyone, my name is George, and in today's video, we're going to talk about our personal favorites of the delegates who stood out during the preliminary competition, which happened about 4 hours ago. I was rewatching it, Lenka, just now, and the YouTube says it's 4 hours. How does it feel to watch the Miss Universe in the morning?
Well, for me, it was dramatic because we constantly have a problems with Wi-Fi because in our neighborhood, the gardener manages to cut the cable for Wi-Fi for the third time.
Oh my gosh.
And when you call the provider, it's like 3 days then it comes. So I buy data for the phone, trying to watch it. It was dramatic, but it was beautiful. I managed.
Uh-huh.
How
I
about
think it's
you?
kind of good for us because when we watch it in the morning, we have enough hours to process it, right? Like rewatch the pageant or see the performances. So I think we both came prepared. Like I have my notes. I see you have a book over there as well. So we're going to talk about the girls, about 20 girls for each category. And just a small disclaimer, this is not the final prediction. In case people are thinking this is the prediction, it's not. So whoever had the good runway, whoever had the good stage presence, those girls. Production, because this year the stage is a lot better than the previous editions. What did you think of the stage and the production?
So the stage was beautiful. It was very unique. I love the whole design of the how you call it in English, like X. I
Yes.
love the LED lights behind it and everything. The only thing is the music.
Oh yes, the
I
music was a
mean,
bit
come
old
on.
school, but I think it didn't feel current. I wish they had like a modern song playing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry again comparing to MGI, but MGI always pulls up current modern songs, which we hear on the radio or whatever. So, it's something we relate to. And it's also for swimsuit, something upbeat. So the girls can really do the swimsuit for
Mhm.
evening gown, something elegant. It sets the mood. But this music, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a hotel elevator.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the music was a bit outdated. They do kind of do this often in the preliminary competitions. Hopefully for the finals, we know that we're going to have John Legend, which is one of the best singers out there. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be for the evening gown, right? Legend going to
Oh my
perform.
God, I hope he's gonna sing Minefields. I love that song.
It's so good. Oh, also before actually we talk about the girls, did you pay for the ticket? We have to address the elephant in the room. Did you pay for the ticket?
No, I did not because normally Lanka waits till last minute for everything and messes up. Like when I was supposed to go to Vietnam, I waited last minute for the visa and then I had to pay so much money for expedition. This time I waited and I won because everybody who paid lost the money
I feel
for the
bad for
free.
them. Yeah, I actually did not pay as well, but our friends, right, in the group chat, I think most of them did. So they were
Yeah.
complaining that they could not go through the website. The website was crashing, it was overcrowded. So in a way, I kind of like it that we got to, sit back and see the YouTube live stream, which I hope they do it for the future too, for the finals
Yeah,
and
too.
yeah,
I think
as well.
Arbon is sad that the fans broke the internet. That's why it wasn't working. Remember?
I just think the website did not knew how to handle big amount of people, viewers, people who actually went to the website. Maybe that's why. Because I did watch the rehearsals yesterday. It was completely
Yeah.
fine. I was watching it live. So we talked about the production, right? We really like the stage. I also want to talk about the choreography or the person behind the stage presence helping the girls. I wish the girls actually pose at the end of the runway, just like the previous editions, where or in runway show, right? We see models they have about 5 seconds to pose in the end of the runway. I wish we had that and a close-up shot of that because we didn't get that this time. The girls just
Hmm.
went. It was a quick
Yeah.
turn. I thought, are they going to stop? No, all of them went. I thought, oh, I was just missing just a little bit. It was so close to perfect, but the last part just kind of it just went. The moment I
Yeah.
was waiting. Yeah. What do you think of that?
It's more like a fashion actually thing because lately in high fashion shows in New York
Mm,
Fashion Week, you usually just go and then don't even stop. You just go
mm,
and turn around. And if you stop, it's real fast,
mm.
stop and go. They don't want you to pose and so on. It's not about you, it's about the clothes.
Mm.
While, at beauty pageant, of course, I want them to stop at the end of a stage and give us a couple of poses so
Mm.
we have a chance to really see them, and the photographers have a really great chance of taking up pictures of them at the stage. So yeah, I miss that too.
Same. I wish these just stopped, even if it's for 3 to 4 seconds. We would have get to see the actual evening gown because I think it just went too fast for me personally. I like it when the
Well,
girls. And what about the host, the presenters? Do you recognize any of them? I mean, of course,
well,
Albany, the other one.
yeah.
There were two.
And then I think you guys said the second host was Miss El Salvador 2020, right?
2020.
I
Yeah.
love how Arboni looked today. I wish this was the look she was carrying all year long. The gown, the makeup, the hair. Oh my God.
Oh, it was so good. Um, I did like Arbany's hosting skills. I mean, she's good at speaking. We all know that. That's one of her advantage, strength. But I didn't really understood the other one, the El Salvador hosting. I think she was a little bit lacking in terms of energy. Like, what did you think of her?
I agree. I don't want to be too critical because I'm a new MC event host too. I just started doing it. I had my premiere hosting Mr. National Universe.
Hmm.
So, I don't want to be like, and then people are like, well, look at yourself. But yeah, the energy was a little bit lacking. But I don't know if she had experiences before or not. If it's the first time, then great. If not, then yeah, could be
Yeah.
better, but it
Could,
wasn't bad.
it was okay. It was kind of so-so. But I did like Arbany's hosting. She did a great good job.
She's great.
And
She should be like in the future, like a TV host or TV personality. I
yes,
think. Yeah,
I think she'd be
definitely.
great. And I think for the finals, we're getting Jeannie, Mai, and Olivia, right? Miss Universe 2012 as the host.
Olivia is one of my favorite winners ever because, like I lived in New York. So
Mm.
at those times, the winners would always move to New York. So I would like work with a lot of them and so on. And Olivia was always the one like winner who was always so sweet and friendly to everyone and relatable and hang out with people and friendly. So I love her. I think she's beautiful and talented. And I mean, look at her career. Even now, she's in Sports Illustrated. She's rocking it. She's one of the best MU winners. So
Yes, and if you look at her social media, she has incredible fashion too. She is a fashion icon. I love it. Even though she's like my height, I think she's 5'6" or 5'5". She knows how to rock those outfits. She goes to all those
yeah,
fashion weeks everywhere. So that's
yeah.
incredible.
She shows you don't have to be the tallest. You just have
Yeah.
to carry yourself tall.
Speaking of the opening or the introduction number, were there any delegates that catch your attention? It could be maybe a couple of them, like 3 or 4 girls who you said, "Wow, she looks so stunning." I took attention of.
Like Pakistan today. I was like, how come I
Yeah,
didn't have this
we can't
before?
talk too much about her because I actually have her for the evening gown. So we're going to go in more detail. But she was beautiful. Where did she come from? I did not even notice she was in the competition, Lenka.
I know, me too, but I remember that Emma mentioned Pakistan
Um,
being very strong
right.
in our chat before, but she was amazing. And I know people are probably gonna like complain about the swimsuit, but I'm like, I respect her religion and like the choices. She looked beautiful, and the
Mhm.
gown I think was my favorite gown. It was
It's one of
so
my
cool.
favorites. I have her for a really high score for the evening gown. And did you know this is the debut year for Pakistan? So this is the first time competing at the Miss Universe pageant, and she's doing an
Congrats.
amazing job representing her country because now from next year we want more beautiful girls from Pakistan.
Allowing and respecting the girls' religions and not forcing
Mhm.
them into swimsuit, allowing them to cover up and so on. I actually respect it and give high five to MU organization for yeah, being respectful.
Hmm. And I think Erica looks wonderful. She looks beautiful, and I'm excited. I do think Pakistan will make the top 20 because this is the debut year, and usually when it's the first year, you either place like really high. I'm not sure if you remember back in 1999 when Botswana, that was actually the debut year. They won the first year,
Yeah.
so anything's possible. I do think she'll make it to semifinals. Who do I have? Nicaragua. You didn't mention her. I thought you liked Nicaragua. I thought she looked beautiful in the pink outfit that she wore. And even before it had even if, before she went on the stage, they had to like wait a little bit backwards. They were two girls, right? Like two groups. I noticed her even when she was in the background. She was that amazing. So I thought she looked incredible. You said Pakistan, yes. Erica looked good. Portugal, amazing. Portugal, for me, she definitely shined today. I think this was her night. Portugal was so good on the green outfit. I loved it. I think she impressed me. And last but not the least, I have South Africa. I think South Africa is doing a great job in terms of her styling. I think it's been just so amazing, so impeccable because both, actually, no, all of them. Her opening outfit was an orange outfit, which complemented her dark skin tone, and her swimsuit and also the evening gown were both gold. So I think the designer and the stylist are just focusing so much on like little details, which is really good. So Miss SA team is doing an amazing job.
She's not one of my top favorites,
Mhm.
but I have to say from the finale of Miss South Africa, she like went a long way. Transformation, like the way she upgraded look wise, performance wise, and so on. Definitely, I can see she did so much work in her organization too. So I commend her for that.
Let's talk about the swimsuits. So, what did you think of the swimsuit design first? Because most of the girls had almost the same style of outfits. It was one piece or like two piece, right? Very similar design. What do you think of the swimsuits?
I did like it. I like the colors, and then it was shiny, but like it was like on the line of being tacky, but not there yet. Um, I know we talk in a group about like someone's choices because I know that someone wore like a bottom which was kind of like a Grammy bottom. So I was like, did the team hate her to give her this swimsuit? And then someone said that the girls had a right to choose the swimsuit.
I
So
think they
I
picked
was
them.
super,
Yeah, the swimsuit and
yeah,
the opening piece. Yeah.
yeah. But I love the one piece red.
Yes, I have actually a lot of the girls who wore that swimsuit in my list. I don't know if it's the swimsuit or the girl because that was definitely one of the best swimsuit design wise. I think we should see more of that and less of the granny pants.
Yeah, and it's also great that they let the girls to choose because, like, in a lot of competitions, everybody gets the same swimsuit, same caps, and so
Uniform.
on.
Yeah.
And for some girls, it's flattering. For some girls, it's hurting. Like for me, I have no breast, so like some kind of swimsuits look really funny on me. So I need to like have a different style. So I commend them for letting the girls to choose what fits their body the best. So that's
Yeah.
another plus.
I agree. I think it's really nice when they allow the girls options because when you have option, I think you feel much more comfortable as well. Because when you have, let's say, five options to pick from, you know what suits your body type, right? Because you have a
Yeah.
slim body type. Let's say Mr. Paul has a more curvy body type, and the other girls with maybe like petite, they're maybe shorter. So it's not going to look good on everyone, right? The same outfit or the same swimsuit. So I think they did a really good job of letting them pick
Yeah,
the swimsuit.
agreed.
hmm Um, what do you think of the cape? Did you notice only the first group had the cape, the see-through fabric
The what?
cape in the swimsuit? Did you notice the first group had
Um,
the cape and rest of them did not have it? Did you
yeah,
like it or did you?
I wonder why. If
That
it
was
was a
weird.
personal choice or not. I mean, I usually like some kind of a scarf or something with the swimsuit because the girls can play with that and then have more dramatic impact on the stage. But
Right.
I don't understand why someone hit it and someone not. What do you think?
I don't know if maybe because they thought it looked a bit messy. I personally, I like cape when it's done properly, but I think in the preliminary, I think the first batch maybe they did not really, they were not being playful enough maybe for this the cape. Maybe that's what they thought because during the rehearsals, everyone had a pretend cape. I noticed it. So that was different. That's why I thought maybe they thought styling wise it did not look good. Maybe they thought it covered the swimsuit. I don't know. But I wish they either had for everyone the cape or everyone did not have the cape because it looked really kind of strange. Because
True,
only few,
unless it was the girl's choice.
yes, unless it was a girl choice, but only the first group had it. So I thought, oh, it was a bit weird. Not going to lie. Um, okay, so let's start the girls who stood out to us in the swimsuit competition. So who do you have first? It doesn't have to be in order. It could be completely random.
I absolutely love how India was like having the energy and so on.
Mhm.
Like I remember some fan was like messaging saying, "Oh, you don't guys include India in your list," and so she's amazing. And I said, "Wait till we see the preliminary because we cannot see that much." And then now I'm like, "You were right. She's fabulous. That girl when she gets on the stage, maybe like facially she is not your classic beauty, but
Mhm.
that body and energy and did you see the turn?
That was amazing. The way she turned, she's
Yeah.
practiced so many times. She's perfected the turn because a lot of the girls were trying to do the slow motion turn or the turn she did, but they were not being able to execute it properly. But India, wow. I think, you know what? I know it's a different organization, but I think she should go for Miss Grand International because India is definitely going to get that golden crown with her. She knows
Oh yeah.
how to get the attention of the room. And I was like, oh, wow, India.
I always say, like everybody's beautiful, but then you
Yeah.
have a girl coming on a stage and then it's something. I call it je ne sais quoi, something like the charisma and so on. And then when she got on the stage, I was just like, I just love her so
Away. I
much.
was like, oh, like I gasped when I saw India on the stage. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, she's
she's
amazing.
fabulous. Same in the
Mhm.
gowns, but that's later.
Yeah, let's save it for the gowns because this is only for the swimsuits. And I also do have India. I do have actually India at. I'll tell you later the list. In the end, we're going to talk about the actual ranking of the swimsuits. But yeah, I thought India. Actually, I'm not sure if you know this, but Miss India is a professional dancer. So she had
Yeah,
about 10 years of the dancing background. I think that's because of that she's so comfortable on the stage. She does not feel shy at all because a lot of the girls will be very shy in swimsuit, right? Performing in front of millions of crowd. So I really liked it. And also I really like her expression. She was being really fierce once, and she was also smiling a little bit. So I kind of like that. Like she was being a bit sassy, which I enjoyed it for the swimsuit.
the thing is about dancers also they have an advantage of how to do the catwalk and how to do the perfect turns.
Yeah.
Because when I'm teaching the girls to walk, I always say when you put the leg in a front, that leg has to be straight, the muscles pulled, and then it needs to be strong. So you can lift up the back leg and you can twirl with the leg around and so on, and you still keep a balance. Like in yoga, when you do it, like the tree pose. The dancers, that's what they are learning, ever since they're little. They're already training on the heels. They know how to hold balance on one foot, to do the crazy turns and so on. So of course, she nailed it. I think even her charity project is about dancing, right?
I believe so. Yes, I think it's
Yeah.
about dancing, teaching kids about dancing. So moving from India, I actually really like the first group. Right, we're talking about the first group. Going back to the first group, I really enjoyed Miss Australia.
Mhm.
She's so beautiful. I love the golden locks she had. She had so much energy. I know a lot of people are saying she doesn't have energy when she's talking or when she's on the stage, but no, she has energy. All of a sudden, maybe she had some Red Bull, some energy drink because today she was shining. I noticed it instantly. For me, she's a dark horse in this is competition, and I think she surprised everyone, not just me, because I loved it. The swimsuit was like you said, chef's kiss. It was so good. I liked how she was being playful, and I think she was in her element because Australia has a lot of beaches, right? Like it felt like she was at home on the swimsuit competition. What do
She
you
was
think of her?
great. I
Mhm.
mean, for me, she was a surprise too. I didn't really notice her that much before.
Uh-huh.
And I know people kept on saying, oh, yeah, Australia is great.
Hmm.
But today, yeah, when she got on a stage, it was like Barbie, but like sexier, diva, like the great catwalk, the beautiful hair, face. I like that she also pinked the lighter color of the swimsuit, which was like fitting her complexion better. She was amazing. She's definitely in my top. Mm.
Yeah, she's in both the evening gown and the swimsuit, and I was pleasantly surprised when I did not have Australia in my top 20. The last prediction I posted, I got so many messages from a fan saying, "George, you have to watch out for Australia." And guys, you're definitely right. She definitely
Yeah.
came. She did not came to play. She came to perform, and she did amazing. So yeah, definitely has my eye on Australia. Definitely.
Colombia was fabulous. I mean, this girl is gonna prove all of those people who say that married women don't belong on a stage. We don't want to see someone's mom on a stage. Well, That is someone's mom, and she's fabulous, sexy. She has amazing catwalk, amazing hair, makeup, and everything. She
Mm,
outshined most of the girls. I was like, wow. And like this year, like I was like, not a big fan of Colombia in other pageants. This
mm.
pageant, I am like, Colombia just nailed it, and I really hope that she's gonna get really, really high.
I have a long list for Colombia. Like I made a really long note, so I'm just kind of going through what I said because wow, she's amazing. She's just incredible. So Colombia has a very classic. The way she was walking was very classic Miss Colombia, and usually Colombia places really high in Miss Universe. I'm sure if you have followed the pageant, I think like five first runner-up. They have a lot of runner-ups in Miss Universe, so they know what they're doing in terms of preparing the girls. And she was comfortable in the purple swimsuit. I personally didn't really like the one piece swimsuit. Honestly, I think the fabric was a bit tacky. I didn't really like it. I think they had better options like the red one. She could have wore a different swimsuit, but the swimsuit she picked was not my personal favorite. And also because she has abs. Did you see the national pageant? She has six packs. So I was like, I thought two piece would have been perfect for her. So I think that the swimsuit was not the best choice. But like you said, performance wise, I am mesmerized by Miss Colombia. She is making all of the moms out there proud that just because you're married, just because you had kids, does not mean that you cannot have good body or you cannot be on the Miss Universe stage. So so
I
happy
mean,
that she did that.
you said it. She has abs. Most of the girls who don't have kids and are younger don't have abs. That's fabulous. And as I
Mhm.
said in our previous talk, if she has a supporting husband who takes care of the kids, she can fulfill her duties. Why not? She absolutely nailed it. So I am so happy. So happy.
Same. It was just such a good moment because the girls that a lot of people were kind of being negative towards, like the trans girls and even Miss Nepal and also married women. I think those girls actually performed really well today. Maybe it was the pressure to actually say, you know what, I can do better than what you think. I think those girls did really good, which we're gonna talk in the future. But yeah, Colombia for me is definitely in my list.
Yeah. I think, for me, these girls, what I say, like I want the diversion, but I don't want to put people in a top just because I want to make the competition look diverse. I want to forget that they are married or transgender and so on and just judge them based on their performance. So I choose to believe that their own national directors and countries pick them
Mhm.
as a winner, not because, oh, we're going to be the first one to send transgender model there, but they picked them because they were truly the best at their national levels. So it's expected that they're great, and I'm so happy because they all nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they prove themselves that they're worthy to be in the Miss Universe stage, and I'm happy to see that because I was happy that they were being celebrated for being inclusive, right? They were representing diversity, but they also showed in the performance aspect as well. They did not disappoint, so I'm happy to see that. Another country that I feel people, especially the fans, are not really looking at her that much, even though she's from a big country, Brazil. I thought she did amazing today. I know a lot of people were not that happy that she won the Miss Brazil pageant, right? Because there were other girls that the fans thought were much more deserving, but she looked gorgeous in the golden swimsuit. I thought that was definitely an amazing walk. And I want to see her in Miss Grant because I know she's 18, she's a baby. So I want to see her in Miss Grant International in the future, maybe like
Yeah.
5 or 6 years from now.
Yeah. But I would like her to get a little bit older because I know, like, I think I saw a prediction where she was in first place. It wasn't Alvin. Alvin put her in a first place, right?
I haven't,
Um,
okay.
Thing is, she's beautiful.
Yes.
Maybe I was a little bit biased towards her because I was a huge fan of Renata, the
Hmm.
married contestant in Miss Brazil. I mean, that woman is divine. And the thing is about this girl, she just does look very, very young. So I would just prefer if they would style her a little bit older, like maybe instead of having those was it extensions, those super long
Yes.
hair, it'll look natural and
Yes.
straight, and then the choices of swimsuit and gown, it made her look younger. I would style her to look a little bit more feminine, older. This is something that might hurt her, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Maybe the organization wants someone who is gonna appeal to the younger generation. So
Maybe. I mean, it's
she's great.
possible. Yeah, but she did good. She did better than I expected, so which is always good. So yeah, I think Brazil could be in top 20 because during the rehearsal as well, I noticed her. She actually has a really good stage presence. And yeah, she's 18, but we have seen a couple of girls in the past who made the semi-finalist despite being so young. So yeah.
You said that I didn't mention her, but I do.
I think you're going to talk about her. Go on.
I mean, I have been putting her on my prediction list for the past two times in the first place, so I was a little bit worried going to the preliminary, being like, what if she's not that great on the stage and so on, if I was wrong. And then she not only did not disappoint, she even exceeded my expectations. I mean, that woman walks on a stage and it's like, woo. Like that's what I want from Miss Universe, that my jaw drops when a girl walks on a stage. And I like that she has the shorter hair, so she's not so traditional. I like the way she walks and turns and smiles in the camera. I like the contact to the people. It's just, I love her.
Yes, Nicaragua is also one of my favorites. Even like after she got crowned as the national winner, she has been consistently in my top five. So no surprise there. I was just waiting for her to actually give a good performance because I know she can perform after watching her performance in Miss World, where she looked amazing. And now this is even better. I feel like she has evolved from Miss World
Yep.
to Miss Universe, and in a good way because she cut her hair right. He said it looks much more stylish. She looks more clean cut. I just love everything about her. I think she's sexy. And yeah, for me, she is one of the best in terms of stage presentation. I give a star next to her name, which means she is one of my top. Yeah, sexy peach color swimsuit was perfect for her. I think it was a really good color choice, unique. I said it's oh yes, and I forgot to say it's nice to see non-pageant countries like Nicaragua shining in Miss Universe.
That's what, when I was talking to my friend, I was like, Nicaragua is just like the best. And they are like, oh, but it's a small country, low sash factor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but Kuna Ann promised us last year when she acquired Miss Universe that she is not going to be caring about the strong sash countries and so on, which kind of did
Mhm.
from last year, but I hope it's going to happen this year. And as I said in our previous conversation, you build strong such countries by giving them a crown, because you give a crown to a country and then the people sponsors are going to love it, follow it, and it's going to grow. So if you want more strong such countries, more followers and sponsors, you should reward smaller countries too. Come on.
And let's not forget Nicaragua is actually leading the Voice for Good. Was it Voice for Good? Hold on. Voice for Change. I keep messing it up.
Is she?
The Voice for Change leaderboard, she was actually number one until Philippines was in number one. So she became number two. So clearly her fans are spending money to vote for her. So clearly there's a market there. So if they want to explore maybe a different country that has not won Miss Universe yet, Nicaragua is definitely a good option, I think.
Yeah, I'm only afraid, with these side awards, that usually the side awards go to someone who doesn't win in the end.
Like last year, remember Thailand won, I think it was social impact award, which is basically the same thing as Voice for Change. It just they changed the name, but it means the best advocacy, and she did not even make the top 16.
This year, Michelle, that is a kick-ass queen,
Whole different level. That's Michelle is in a whole different league because she was a semi-finalist in Miss World as well. So we know she has experience. She knows how to speak. She's good at public speaking, and I think her advocacy. I think she might win the Voice for Change
Hmm.
advocacy. She has a really strong advocacy too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually saw there was like an interview with her, and then they would give her like a really difficult questions and only 60 seconds. Not time to think about it, just 60 seconds and talk. And then she
Mhm.
would in 60 seconds nail it. Like, I was in shock. That woman can really talk and represent the country. Like, she is so smart and witty and down to earth. And I love her fashion sense. She is not the traditional beauty pageant dressing and styling and so on. She brings the fashion, but still, being pageantry.
And let's talk about Miss Philippines because I do have her in my list for the swimsuit. I think she did a great job. She looked amazing. And we were talking about the red swimsuit she was one of the few girls who actually did wear the pink swimsuit. So she had one piece swimsuit. I like you said, I liked the short hairstyle. She did a slick back for the swimsuit, which was a good choice because we get to see her face. And usually I think Michelle looks like a model, but today she definitely little bit she did not change completely herself, but she adapted herself for the Miss Universe pageant. So her walk was a little bit pageantry, which is good to see because usually she does a very model type of walk, right? Like
Yeah.
like runway model. So it's nice to see that she kind of adapted herself. And yeah, unique. I put down notes saying she's unique, stylish, and outstanding. That was my keywords for her. I was wow.
Because when you have so many girls and they all have a long hair, they
Yeah.
all dress up in a similar type of like, the pantsuits for the interviews, the colorful dresses for the daily activities, and same kind of a makeups and so on. You kind of like forget some girls, even though they're beautiful. It's just like it's same, 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 same. And then she just came in and she is dressing completely different. Her hair is completely different. The gown, I know we're gonna talk about it later, but that is my style definitely. So she stands out because she's absolutely different than the rest of the girls for sure.
Hmm. And I think it's good, especially when there are about 90 girls, or I think there are 84 girls in the competition. It's always good to stand out. In the Miss Guatemala, slow motion turn was really smooth. It was just effortless. It was done beautifully, and she was making a really good eye contact with the camera, which I noticed a lot of girls were missing. I don't know if it's because of lack of rehearsal, but today I saw a lot of girls just looking straight to the other camera, or like looking straight. They were not making the eye contact to the actual camera when they had to pose in the middle of the act shape. So I noticed that Guatemala was being very playful, very cheerful, very positive, and I think we could definitely see maybe in top 20.
The one person who I was so disappointed in, who was one of my favorites, France.
Oh, I don't have France, which is so strange. In both category, I don't have France.
No, that's
What
the
do you
thing. I'm just mentioning it that she was one of my top favorites to win.
uh
And now after the preliminary, I'm like, what happened? The girl doesn't know how to walk. Stage presence low. Gowns we're gonna talk later, but I was so sure she's front runner for crown.
I also
But
had her in my top. Actually, I had her in top five for both of my predictions I posted, and I really wanted because I knew I watched the Miss France. She did not have a good walk in Miss France, but that was almost like 2 years ago. She had plenty of time because she was supposed to go last year, right? But she didn't go to Miss Universe, so I thought, okay, she has one extra year to just perfect her walk because I know that's the weakness she have. But she did not have a good walk, and I thought, oh no! Like I was shaking my head. I thought, please, just let this be like a bad nightmare, and please have a good for the gown. And it was same. She
I
cannot
didn't
walk.
even know this. I didn't even know that she had so much time, because and she's
To prepare.
yeah. I mean, she's popular. She's a radio host, right? She had all
Yeah.
this time, and it's not that difficult to find a teacher. But I even know a girl in Miss Czech Republic,
Mhm.
Carol, who went to Miss Intercontinental last year.
Okay.
She would just literally turn on the TV and walk in the heels and copy what the girls, the pageants are doing. And now she's such a fabulous catwalk girl. So it's just about like you want it, you train. If you don't train, that the beauty itself is not gonna save you. Sadly, I'm so sad.
Yes, I was very disappointed, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I had her in my top five. Every prediction I did, she was there because I love her face, I love her beauty. She seems so friendly. She can actually speak Spanish because she studied in Barcelona, Spain. So everything is just tick, 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 and tick until the prelims night. I was like, oh no! Like my heart was like crushing when I saw her walk. I do think she'll make the semi-finalists, but I'm not sure she will make further than maybe top 20 because you have to walk in order to get to the top five. So
Yeah,
maybe top.
yeah.
Yeah, sad.
Someone from Europe has to make it there. And
True,
um,
true.
and then she has a good follow-up. She's famous in France and so on. She gets a
Yeah,
lot of pluses. But yeah, that's such a sad because she could have won it all. She has that
yeah.
face, the personality, the follow-up, everything. So
everything was just working for her except the runway presence. So this is why, girls, doesn't matter if you have a lot of followers, you have to practice. Even if it's
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit, like an hour, right, at your room. It doesn't have to be like you don't have to go out in a professional trainer unless you can afford it. That's great, but if you cannot, in your room for about an hour, just look at pageant queens like Catriona, Pia, anyone who has good runway work, and just practice. Canada, which, yes, they have two Miss Universe, but they haven't really placed that often. So I think Canada could be a surprise. I've been following her since Miss International that she competed last year, where she was, I think, in the semi-finalists. She placed in Japan, and wow, what a transformation! Because in Japan she was so quiet, so like very timid, very Japanese, what they like. But in
Yeah.
Miss Universe, 360.
I'm glad that you brought it up. I almost forgot. She's absolutely stunning. She really delivered. And of course, because she has Czech blood. Just
Oh, she
joking.
Czech?
Yeah, but
I think she
she's
was
yeah,
Ukrainian.
she's half Czech, I think.
Okay, maybe half.
Because I know someone told me and I reached out to her, and then she said, yeah, she's half Czech. She was born in Canada, but Czech blood.
Okay, all right. Okay, that
At
maybe
least
that.
someone from Czech is representing well there this year.
And I think she'll be in top 20 because she can speak. I mean, it's Canada, right? US and Canada, they are very good at speaking. And the fact that she has good stage presence is just extra points. So I think she'll be in
Yeah.
top 20. Um,
Yeah, and one of my favorite MU winners is
Natalie,
Canadian.
Natalie
Yes.
Gabova,
Yes.
right? She's the 2005 Miss Universe. And she was crowned in Thailand. So the Thai fans love her.
Yeah, no, I was there because that's when I first came to Thailand to model. And someone gave me the free tickets to attend Miss Universe. And we all loved her because she was the girl who actually learned about Thai culture. So everywhere they went, she'd be like Savadika, like show the respect. So all Thai people loved her. So we knew she's gonna win and we were rooting for her. And I think one year she was in New York and then she moved to Thailand because she realized that, yeah, here she's the most popular and makes most money and loves it here. So she's been living here since then. She has a beautiful daughter with my friend Dean, who actually was in my agency back in the days. So small world, and she is amazing mentor. I have to say, ladies, if you want to prepare for beauty pageant and you want to really learn how to do the public speaking, how to create your brand, and
Mhm.
especially how to learn the proper breathing techniques to control your emotions, your nerves, and so on. I highly recommend go to her website, book online classes with her because she taught me everything I know. And she taught so many queens around the world. She is literally the best.
Yes. And so you did actually watch the live pageant, right? That means in person, Miss
Yeah.
Universe.
Hmm.
I did not know that. I thought you watched it on like TV, like most of us. That's amazing.
No,
You actually had an
yeah,
experience, like first-hand experience.
yeah, that was my first big pageant. It was just an accident. Someone had a free ticket, so I went and boom.
That's amazing. So yes, I think Hannah will be in top 20. And yes, if you want some, especially in terms of communication skills, public speaking skills, Natalie is amazing at it. And I think she has a book, right, that teaches girls how to prepare themselves for the beauty pageant. So buy that as well. I think that's online. So yeah, definitely support her. I'm kind of going through the alphabetical order now because I just talked about Canada. The next one I have is I have Miss Jilly. She's really young. She has a baby face as well. I think she's really cute, really charming, and I think she did an okay performance. It was not like amazing, but in the swimsuit, I liked it because she wore the one piece swimsuit, and I think this is going to be a pattern because I have a lot of them in my list. Um, and I
Yeah.
think because she's so young, I think she should practice maybe in 2, 3 years from now and go to Miss International because I think the Japanese people will love her. She has the perfect, doll-like features, really fair skin, and I think Chile could actually win Miss International.
She was great. She's not one of my favorites, but she definitely delivered well. I'm looking at my notes too. Sorry.
Mhm. It's fine. I'm reading from my notes. I'm looking down. I'm reading all of it. So, um, what do you think of Miss Curacao? Because a lot of people think that she looks, for me at least, I think she reminds me of last year's Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
who was top five. What do you think of Miss Curacao?
yeah, she really looks like her when she has her hair down. I really like when she has her hair down in a swimsuit. there I was like, wow, this girl is stunning, and she was one of the surprises for me too. So I definitely loved her. Wasn't such a big fan of the hair up after, but the
For the gown?
swimsuit round, she
Yeah,
definitely was shining for me. Like, yeah.
yeah. There's something about these island countries, especially Curacao. Even last year, they was in top five. Wow. I don't know what they're eating. Maybe it's the diet they have or just the water they have. These girls are beautiful because Curacao has less than, I think, 300,000. That's like a small population compared to like Thailand. Even in Bangkok, they're like about 10 million people. So a country that's small, they have so many beautiful girls, and wow. For swimsuit, at least, I was like, wow, she's so stunning. She's so athletic. So again, a different type of beauty, not a typical pageant girl. Speaking about Latin America, I think we're gonna stay there for a while because the next one I have is Miss El Salvador, who's also the host delegate, and she received tons of support as expected as a host delegate. And I have to say, she has a good swimsuit work. I mean, I know the national pageant, I was not a big fan of her. Honestly speaking, I thought there were other girls who, were doing better in her national pageant, but she's definitely come around a full circle moment and she did a good job. I liked it. Even the rehearsal yesterday, she was definitely, I think I can tell she was practicing.
And then everybody's saying, oh, yeah, she's going to be in top five because she's a host country. And I'm like, oh, it's hard. I mean, yeah, she definitely belongs to top, what is it, 20?
20.
But, and she did great catwalk and so on. But there are so many great girls. So she is not a standout as much for me. But
Okay.
great
But she'll
performance,
be,
definitely.
yeah, but she will be there. Since you're from Europe, I want to talk about Miss Germany, which I don't think a lot of people noticed her, but I really liked her. She has a baby face. I think it's going to be a pattern. I like people with like cutesy face. So she had a baby doll face and she wore a one piece red swimsuit. And she has an angelic face, so beautiful, so cute. And based on her performance, I think she's actually one of the best from Europe.
Look at Germany. She was amazing. So yeah, she's definitely a standout. Beautiful, classical. Again, we're not talking about the dresses, but that one was a great choice too.
Yeah.
And then, like from Europe, Iceland, actually.
And I think Iceland was sick during the rehearsals because we did not see her yesterday. She was missing.
Yeah. But there are two blondes from Europe, which I actually really liked. Iceland is more like a soft, doll, cutie, and so on. She is actually Miss International type,
It's
right?
international. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Miss Laos. I've been noticing Laos has been doing really good job in the recent years in international pageant, and she's really tall. I think she's 177 centimeters, which is like 5'10", almost 5'10". She's a good surprise because
Yeah.
she has a great body, she has toned body, she has a fabulous performance for swimsuit, and last year Laos actually did place in the top 16. So maybe they might have a second place pin. We never know. But I was really happy to see that Laos they are bringing it. Even in Miss
Yeah.
Grand, they place in top 20, so it's
Oh,
possible.
yeah. Yeah. You're right. I don't notice it that much, but I did notice the dress. That dress I remember. I kind of feel like she lost the energy, like somewhere along the way. But hopefully she's still gonna bring it. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I think that I'm not sure if this is a team because they have done this before in the nationals. I think she's playing a game because remember during the beginning days, during when they had the swimsuit challenge and she had to walk against Vina, Antonia had like no energy when she was walking swimsuit. Literally, she had like deadpan with no energy, and Vina had so much character, so much confidence, and she won that challenge, right? But during the prelims and the finals, she was going like up and up and up. I think she's saving herself for the finals. I think we're going to be really surprised in the finals because even I thought her energy was lacking, especially for the swimsuit. It felt like she was giving about 70% of energy or 60%, which is not enough. I want on 100. If you're going to go to Miss Universe, I want you to be always. You need to be have that energy. So I think she needs to maybe drink some Red Bulls, just have some energy drink because for me, energy was missing, especially for swimsuit. And let's talk about Namibia because I really like her. She has a very fresh vibe, very positive, really calm energy, and visually as well. I think she's beautiful. She has one of the most beautiful faces, really cute commercial face. And even though she was walking in the swimsuit, She was really elegant, graceful, and I definitely noticed Namibia, which was just before the crowd favorite Nepal, Nicaragua. So I think Namibia is doing a good job because I think it's a
Yeah.
small country in South Africa, but they have been doing pretty well in international pageant because Shanique Rabbe, she won Miss Supranational, right, recently, and she's from there.
Yeah.
So
Just have to say, like Puerto Rico is a little bit underwhelming too. I had like such high hopes for her because I
mm,
remember her from Supranational, and I was expecting a little bit more. But maybe she's saving it for finale as well. Well, but
I think
that's
that I
about it
do
for
that.
me.
Like I really don't like when girls are downplaying the preliminary competition. They save the best race for the finals. We don't know if you're going to place in the finals. We don't know if you're going to make top 10 to show the actual evening gown. So please don't do that. Which I did notice a lot of the big countries like Puerto Rico, same. I have actually wrote down the same thing. She's lacking energy. She was just, I don't know, something was off about Puerto Rico for me, even though I do have her in my list. This is okay, but this, like her walk, posing, everything was just, it was lacking, which is so
Yeah,
sad because I had Puerto Rico in my top five prior to their
yeah,
arrivals.
me
So
too, me
something is
too.
off. Mm.
And you're right too, like how some girls like saving the best for the finale, and I'm like, I always say, you know what, you wear your best gown at the preliminary
Hmm.
because if you wear something like lower, then you don't even get to finale, and then you have a gorgeous gown for nothing. So it's
Which
very
happens
important.
often, which is sad, which it happens all the time. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, we also don't know how the interviews went. So
That's one thing that I want to mention in this video because people might think this is our prediction. Once again, this is not our prediction. We're only solely basing it on the performance on the stage. That's why we don't know because let's say France may have given an amazing interview. So she might be in the top 20 based on that. Because I know
yeah,
that the interview is higher score than the preliminary competition. The scores are much higher.
I mean, as it should be, because if you have a beautiful girl who has a great stage presence, but then
Mm.
you give her microphone and then she's like,
Chumbling, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of good speakers, let's talk about South Africa because I think this girl is beautiful. Good skin tone, amazing skin tone, glamorous. I mean, South Africa team is just amazing. We need more organization like Miss South Africa who know how to handle the girls, how to train them, how to let them be themselves, but also give an outfit because her fashion was just next level for me. And yeah, for the
Yeah.
swimsuit, let's talk about the swimsuit. She wore a gold one-piece swimsuit, and she looked really effortless. And yes, she did not have as much energy as let's say other girls, but I appreciate how spectacular her performance was, despite being a little bit on the lower energy. Because yeah, it was effortless. I liked it. What do you think of South Africa?
Yeah, we already talked about her before. That I did not even notice her at Miss South Africa. Really, I was surprised that she placed and that they picked her to go to Miss Universe.
Mm.
But she came a long way. She improved. Maybe that's why too, because everybody's like, "Oh, Natasha is the winner. You're not the winner," and so on. So
Yeah.
maybe it's her like driving power to be like, "Well, I'm gonna show you that I deserve it." So sometimes, not winning, it's what makes you stronger and better in the future, right? To just prove people wrong. So yeah, she's fabulous. She's definitely in a top. And I actually like that she has a very different look for South Africa because you either see the white girls or like the black girls,
African, yeah.
mixed.
Mhm.
But like she's like a Indian descent, right? So
Yes, she's
that's
South Tamil. She says she's Tamil, which is in the South of India. So, and they are
yeah.
actually very dark skin, which a lot of people might not know. Like India has a lot of people, right? They have such a diverse people. Some may look like me, like look Asian. Some may look like you. There are a lot of like Aishwarya Rai. There are actually a couple of Indian people who look white, and of course there are like people from Tamil or like Miss South Africa, which are dark skinned Indian people. So she's beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Yeah. I mean, Indian women are just fabulous
Yeah.
always. I don't know what it is, but like how many like winners of Miss World Universe and so on are from India? Just
Not count. It's too many to count in one finger. It's like way too many.
they are incredible, beautiful, and I think it's also coming with the culture. Like
Yeah.
the way they carry themselves with the elegance.
The response from the audience that Miss Nepal got, I think she was actually surprised how much people loved her because she was getting such a big crowd cheer. I mean, I knew that people liked her, but that was a whole different level. I think that was a pleasant surprise, and yeah, that was kind of cute because you can tell
Yeah,
her confidence went from here to like all the way up in the next couple of rounds, like swimsuit and the evening gown. I think it's because of the crowd cheer. So let's talk about Miss Venezuela, who is the last one in my swimsuit. So I wrote down she has the classic Miss Venezuela walk, which every Miss Venezuela, I think they go through the same training school because they all have the same style. Like, you know, when they pose at the end, the middle of the X shape, she had that 90s Miss Venezuela vibe. So I was feeling very nostalgic. She was giving me the classic Miss Venezuela, which I do like. And she was being very flawless, really stylish and powerful. She had energy, I wrote down. So yeah, I like that. Oh, let's not forget, Diana had 1 year to prepare for Miss Universe. So she definitely worked to be in the Miss Universe stage. Let's talk about the gowns because it's been an hour. We've been talking about just the swimsuit. So let's talk about the evening gown competition. Anyone that stood out to you? Anyone who grabbed your attention?
and doesn't like too sexy, but from what I know, there is a new partner, right? Mr. Raul. And it's a
It's
Mexican
Mexican guy.
man.
Yeah.
They like the spicy, they like sexy. And so I was surprised that a lot of girls actually brought us almost MGI style gowns. There was a lot of skin showing, a lot of sparkle and so on. It was like a mix, you know. But because it was different, I really love Pakistan's gown. Well, because it's different, right? I mean, you are so used to the typical pageant gowns. It's so hard to come up with something new and different you didn't see, which is
Uh-huh.
why I, for example, like Isabella Menin at India last year when she came with that gown with the cape, and now everybody's doing gowns with the cape, right? So, like a lot of gowns were stunning, but like
Mm.
this just stood out for me because it was completely different than the rest. The color suited her. It was like covered, but it had those nice rhinestones around the waist area. And then the whale was so stunning too. She just looked like an ethereal angel to me.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah.
Same. I have such a long paragraph for her, but I'll make it short. I said Pakistan looks like a doll. She looks like a living Barbie. It was so beautiful. The one thing I really appreciated about her gown is the fact she brought her own culture because Pakistan is a Muslim country. They usually put like a hijab or they cover the woman. So I do appreciate that she brought a contemporary fashion take on her culture, which was nice to see in Miss Universe. We don't really often see it. And it was absolutely stunning. Her gown, it was impeccable. Presentation was dramatic, but she caught my attention. I'm here for the drama, right? The gays are here for the drama, and I just loved it. I think she was one of the best, or
Yeah,
the best. I think she could even be the best in evening gown if they had a title for it because it was breathtaking.
definitely.
I have Australia. I mean, she is
Mhm.
beautiful, radiant, glowing. She's gorgeous. The gown, I know it's a pageant gown. Let's not forget it is a pageant gown, but the way she carried herself in that gown was so unique. It was like a going to the beach, like a beach wedding. It was just so
Yeah,
fun, so cool and camp, and I liked it. I thought she just had that beach girl vibe, very carefree. Not really caring about like what people think of you, just being easygoing, and I liked it. It was quite
yeah.
different to in pageants. I liked the energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and even the choice of the color, the pink soft, it kind of suits her complexion. And, she could have been like pushing it to do like sexy, like dramatic, but like she like went with like sweet and stuff. She's a
Yeah.
standout. She's gonna be high up.
So Bolivia and fuchsia is a difficult color to wear on a pageant because it could look amazing or it could look kind of tacky, but
Yeah.
she looked great. I really liked
Yeah.
the evening gown she wore. It was elegant, refined, regal, and she carried herself really well because it was it was a lot. Let's be honest, the detail of the dress, it was a lot here. It was a lot here. She had a full sleeve. I thought, oh, that's too much. Just take out the gloves because
Yeah.
the Coco Chanel says when you leave her home, take something off. I think she need to take out either the neck part or the gloves. But I think the gown on itself is enough. She doesn't need to overdo it. So for me, the styling was a little bit OTT for me personally. What did you think of
No
Bolivia?
wonder. I wonder who is the designer. It seems very familiar. It was very risky, but it was different. And
Uh,
I didn't notice her before, but when she came out with that gown, it was like, okay, it's risky, but it fits her. And she
yes.
did deliver it too. So she put herself in a danger, but it was a good danger. And I mean,
It was,
it's the year the
yes.
Barbie movie came out, so it's all about pink. Eh?
Oh yes, is that why a lot of girls are wearing pink? I just noticed it because some of my favorites are also wearing pink, so maybe that's the reason. But definitely, Bolivia is definitely standing out for the right reasons because it's not a big pageant country, right? Like we don't like in other pageants we don't really notice Bolivia, but that gown was beautiful and wear the same
Yeah,
gown for the finals. Do not change. Just take out the gloves, but wear the same gown. I really
yeah.
like the gown.
Brazil, the
Oh, Brazil.
yellow
Yes, I
dress,
got.
it wasn't really fitting. It wasn't really like showing the figure or anything,
Hmm.
like that to me. I hope she's gonna pick something different for the finale.
I think she will change because this gown is so simple, and we have to remember this is Miss Universe. We are expecting the best of the best, and this gown reminded me so much of Vena's gown during Miss Universe Thailand preliminary competition. When she wore the yellow gown that is super flowy and she was doing all the turns,
Oh yeah,
it was deja vu. Like I was getting a deja vu moment, and I think Vena actually did a lot better. No offense,
there's actually
but
another dish we're gonna get to later.
yeah. But it's a nice dress, but is it Miss Universe level? I don't think so. It's too simple. I think she can do better. Like Brazil
Yeah.
has amazing designers. You talked about Isabella. Her gown is made by a Brazilian designer. It was incredible. So come on, Brazil, you can do better than
And
this. Americas. So Canada, I am in love with the evening gown. This red off the shoulder strapless gown. I just love the detail, the ruffle detail. It just design wise, the concept, the idea, everything, and the execution of the dress, it was beautiful. She looked like a rose on the stage, and I just love it. I think whoever is a designer, I want to wear a dress from you because that is beautiful. And yeah, I want the same gown for the finals, please. If you're watching this video, Miss Canada, same gown for the finals because I loved it. And yeah, I'm so happy to see improvement from her because in Miss, like we said before, in Miss International, she had a different type of style. But in Miss Universe, I think she's not afraid to be sexy and show the glamour side. So I like it. What do you think?
here we're gonna disagree. I hated the gown.
Really?
But
Why
I
would you say that?
like the color. The color
Uh-huh,
suits her
uh-huh.
because she, like me, has a pale skin and dark hair. So,
Mhm.
like, the red color is always a good choice for us. But the
Okay.
ruffling on the top, that
Uh-huh.
I was just like
Was it
80s
too much for
prom.
you?
It's like an 80s prom. I like the hair up, the earrings, the color, and everything. But the ruffling on it, I was just like, what happened there? But see, everyone has a different like
There you go.
taste.
See? Yeah. I mean, I
I'll
liked
say
it. Kind of dramatic, which I like.
yeah, I would like more like the red, but more like showing the body and classical. The ruffles kill me. I remember the Czech girl a couple of years ago wore exactly the same in pink, and we were all like screaming. She was actually she placed high in Miss Earth, and then she went to Miss Universe. I forgot the name, but it was the same design. Yeah.
I am not a big fan of the gown itself. It's a very typical Miss Colombia, which is the same color palette, almost same color palette. Because the dress was so simple, I was focusing on her as a person.
Yeah.
So I actually really liked her performance. She was mesmerizing, she was captivating. And for the finals, please change the gown. That's literally I wrote down in the capital. Change the gown for the finals because this is not for Miss Universe. The gown is too simple. What
It's
do
a
you think?
beautiful gown, but there were a couple of gowns which kind of had the same look, I mean, like it a little bit melts. But as you said, her beauty stood out because I wasn't focusing on a gown, I was focusing on her. And it wasn't a bad gown, it wasn't hurting her or anything. I think it was classical, beautiful, and her performance in it was great.
Curacao. I think she changed her hairstyle from swimsuit because she had a long straight hair and she changed the
Yeah, she
hairstyle.
pulled it out.
Yep. She looked glamorous in the pink evening gown, and I personally did not understand what the fabric was going on. She had like straps of fabric on one side, which I thought was not necessary. Like she could have done without it because she already is so gorgeous. She's so glamorous. I don't think she needed the extra fabrics on the one side. It was a bit comical. But if she removes that, then I think that will make it a lot more easy to look at her. Similar to Colombia. It's okay to have a simple dress, but just focus on the girl. But for me, that was like she was doing this. And I was like, girl, leave it. Leave the hand, just walk. So, except that, I did like her. I like her
Yeah,
curiosity.
I I would like some bright color on her because of her complexion. You know, I would love like yellow or white or something. You know, just to
Yeah,
like stand out her complexion. But she was great. I
she was
like her
good.
a lot.
Yeah. Let's talk. Oh, we haven't talked about her, which is funny because she's a fan favorite. Dominican Republic is very flowy. It was Greek goddess type, and I think it's really complimented because she's quite fair skin, and I think the gown is again simple, a lot of fabric, and it matched the background because the background was like a waterfall. It looked like she came from the water because the color was like a watercolor, and I wish she wore a tight gown. I know I'm kind
Yeah,
of saying like we're kind of saying the same thing that the girls have to change the gown, but her national pageant gown was a lot better than what she wore for the
yeah.
preliminary competition. So
It was too flowy. I if it's flowy,
yeah,
I like if it at least top is like fitted.
yeah,
You know, like. But it was too flowy. It was nice, but I not nice for Miss Universe. I wish she wore something different. And I know she's fan favorite. She's absolutely like beautiful.
breathtaking.
But I'm on a fence. But I think I saw some interviews and saw one, and I think it's the personality and so on, how she's gaining like fans and stuff. So, you know, again, we don't know the girls. We didn't do the interview, so we cannot know.
So the host country, Miss El Salvador, wore a very similar gown to Zuleika Rivera, Miss Universe 2006. It was a chain dress, just a different color in gold. I would say the gown was too similar, but I did not mind that much because she was so confident in it, and clearly the audience loved her. So she was kind of oozing that energy from the crowd. I think that she was kind of like absorbing the energy, and I think she did a really good job. And also the hair and makeup team. One second. And the hair and makeup team, whoever you are doing an amazing job because she looked beautiful on the stage.
It was okay. Her performance too, and of course she's fan favorite. She's from her home country. It would be weird if they didn't root for her. I mean, she's good, but
Yeah.
I know someone is making fun in a group. She's gonna win. She's gonna win, and I'm like,
I don't think
Jesus,
she's
come
gonna
on.
win, but I think she'll be in like top 10, around top 10 or top 20.
Mention what the hell was France thinking with that outfit?
No, don't do this to us. Don't do this to us. Because
Yeah,
France is a fashion capital. It's Paris, the city of love, city of fashion, everything. And I was just so disappointed in France. I'm so sorry. Like, if French people watching this, please do not say bad thing to us. But that gown, you could go to a shopping mall and get that. Even better gown than that. I don't know what was going on with the
and
outfits.
boyfriend, yeah. You know, so and then I had such a we talk about it. I had such a high hopes for her,
Yeah.
and then the catwalk, the gown. I mean, I know she's trying to be fashionable, but this wasn't even fashionable. This was like a grandma outfit. I'm sorry.
It was sad. I'm so sorry to say to French people, this is not it.
Yeah,
Look at Iris. Okay, if you're gonna talk about French girls, Iris, her premier gown was from the Vietnamese designer. It was amazing. Her final
yeah,
gown, spectacular. So you cannot
yeah.
even say that we don't have enough designers. We don't have enough material, which is not true. They are amazing French designers. But come on, guys, we have to do maybe something behind the scene is not working for. I want to talk about Germany, and I feel like I'm liking Germany. Something about her, I really like it. She reminds me of like a Disney princess with that strapless red gown she wore. I think she looked beautiful. And yeah, I'm impressed by Miss Germany. I think she's definitely going to be in top 20. And I'm getting good feelings, good vibe from her. So
Because she didn't go for the spark or craziness and so on. She had a classical red gown, and then that reminded me the gown from Pretty Lady, right? The movie. Remember when she has that red gown and Richard Gere gives her the diamond necklace and then like closes it and so on. Like it's
and
simple,
she
classical,
like
yet
yeah,
elegant, you know. So it was great, and it suited her too, you
yeah.
know. So.
I like it. So once again, you don't have to wear all the shiny bling bling, like Swarovski crystal gown. As long as you are comfortable in the gown, even if it's the simplest gown and you can carry it off well, like Miss Germany did, I think you can stand out. So I
Yeah.
liked it. India next, and I would say the color for me was not working. India is beautiful, girl. I think India in itself, the culture is known for being colorful, vibrant, right? It's like they have like the color festival. So I did expect her in a color gown, maybe red or orange or at least a vibrant color. But she wore, I think, like a muted navy blue. In pictures it looks blue, but in the video it looks black. So the gown I was not a fan of. So I hope she changes the gown. But just on focusing on the performance, I liked it. Like she brings the energy. So performance
Mhm.
wise, I liked it. I think the gays will like her because she was so
Yeah.
dramatic. What do you
Yeah.
think?
She's kind of like a supermodel to me, you know. She has that body figure, you know, the span and
Yeah,
stuff, and then the gown wasn't exactly like pageantry, but it was different, and I liked that she chose different color than anyone else, and it had like interesting cutouts, and I
yeah,
kind of like this strange thing on the shoulders because remember that dramatic move she did
yep. She
with
did
that
that. I
song?
like that. Yeah.
It was really fabulous. She gives so much energy and so on, so she keeps on winning me over.
So you talked about her previously. You said you liked her face. I said the same thing. In my notes, I said she looked like a princess, very regal beauty. I really liked the gown she wore. I thought it was quite extravagant, and she has a very soft and feminine performance-wise. But I do
Yeah,
have to say she was a little bit awkward on her heels. I don't know if she hasn't practiced her walk, but walk is a bit not the best. But just here up, I think it was beautiful, and the gown also
yeah.
looked good.
And then there was a really nice touch with the earring. Have you
Yep.
noticed? Remember
Mm-hmm.
Catriona had that one earring and so
Like,
on?
yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that. It's really nice that when you have the waist on the side and the big earring. I think she was great. I loved it. It suited her complexion. And yeah,
Yeah.
she could walk better, but she is the face.
Mexico, which, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but Mexico, the two Mexican women who has won Miss Universe prior, so Lupita Jones and Andre Meza, Miss Universe 2020, both of them won wearing a red gown. And also, I think in 2019, when Zozibini was crowned Mexico top of three, had a red gown. So it seems that red might be a lucky color for them. I don't know what it represents in Mexican culture, but it seems to be quite a favorite color of Mexican girls. And the gown itself, I was not a fan, but I think she will be in top because she's tall. She has a beautiful face, and I think just if she smiles a little bit more, like she has it, like it reminds me of Antonia, like they have it, but they're not giving the full. So I want
Mhm.
that energy from Mexico for the
Yeah,
finals.
that's the thing. She's like, as I said before, she's beautiful, but then doesn't stand out. And that gown was plain boring, even though I love red gowns, but for some reason the cut and so on, it bored me, even the performance and so on. I would want more energy, more interesting gown, you know. But truthfully, with Andrea Meza, her gown bored me too. You know, I wasn't a big fan, and I
Yeah.
wasn't a big. I mean, I'm sorry, but Andrea Meza is not one of my favorites. I didn't expect her to win. And then I remember back then there was a chatter that Mexico is gonna win, you know, Telemundo and Miami and everything. Now it's the same chatter that Mexico is gonna win.
I know a lot of people are liking her, and I just wanted to see what it was about. I really like Nepal's evening gown, which is black, I know, but I think it looked good on her because we don't see her that stylish. Like we haven't seen Nepal looking glamorous, so I just wanted to say that she's doing a good job because I know that before coming to the pageant, she was getting a lot of hate on social media because of being plus size, full figured, and all of that. But I just want to give her her flowers and say she looked beautiful today. I think the evening gown really looked good on her. I think it just showcased her body. It was really fitted, body hugging. So I just want to say that she looked nice and good job for being a good representation for the curvy girls out there because I cannot imagine being on the stage and being judged by like so many
Gown.
people.
It
Yeah, black.
was Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I think it was like suiting her like figure
Yes.
and style.
Miss Nicaragua. So I said she looks like an angel in her evening gown. I think the color was perfect for her. The design was amazing. She looked happy to be there, which is important. She looked like she's there to be Miss Universe. I like the glowing skin. Everything about her was beautiful. I said from head to toe, pure perfection, magical, like a doll. And I want this gown for the finals. I don't know if she's going to change it, but this gown is perfect for Miss Nicaragua,
Yeah,
and I'm
this gown,
excited.
you know,
Mm, go on.
um, I heard this story before. It reminds me the gowns that Indonesian girls wore at Grand, and it was Aura, and then next year Sophie. Rogan, it
Yeah.
was also kind of like showing skin see-through with the stones blue and like to one side and so on. I have to find it later, send it to you. It's very
Yes,
similar.
I'll put it
But,
inside.
but it was showing skin, but not too much. It was just enough, and it was so amazing. Her body looked amazing in it, and her energy and so on. I just again, she walked on the stage, and I was like, yes, like crown her right now already, please, you know. So unless she messed up interview, that girl is like definitely front
Yeah.
runner for me.
If you're basing it on the performance, I think she could be Miss Universe, but I don't know how her communication skills is, so I'm just kind of saving it for now. But I think she'll be in top five, just based on the
Yeah,
performance aspect.
yeah. I didn't
I'm
notice
excited.
it before, but since she
Hmm.
arrived to El Salvador, I don't know, every picture, every video I see, she has that aura, the presence, something that makes you woo, turn around. So
Let's go to Miss Philippines. Miss Philippines is bringing something different. She is unique, right? She has her own personal style. She just knows fashion. She's a fashion girl, which I love. And I really like that she did not go for a typical pageant gown. She wore an emerald green. It looked quite dark, but I saw the picture as an emerald green evening gown, and she looked elegant, stylish, very fashion forward. And because she already has a model look, right? She has a very supermodel Asian look. So I like that she adapted the walk and also bring her own signature runway walk that she did in the national pageant, which I think is like a snake walk. I forgot the actual name, but it's like a snake.
yeah,
Like she was like gliding on
yeah,
the run. What do you
yeah.
think of
I
Philip?
know that gown would be the gown I would wear. You
I
know what I
can
mean?
see it.
Like
I can
yeah,
see
like
it on you.
I judge gowns like and so on, but like if I would go to an event and so on, this would be the kind of a gown I would like wear because I just love this like edgy, you know, like cuts and different styles and so on. It's very fashion forward, so
Yep.
different, and it suited her so well, her catwalk and everything. Yeah, she's making Philippines proud. Seriously.
Yes. And also, I said her movement was really good, and performance-wise, I think she did good in both of them, the swimsuit and the gown. So, because last year I know a lot of the fans from the Philippines were upset that it was unplaced, right? So they said did not place in the top 16. But I think Michelle is definitely waving the flag for the Philippines really, really high. I think she'll be in top 10 or even further. So I'm excited to see her in the finals. Yeah. Okay, top five according to Lenka. um, oh, for talking about inclusivity, I want to talk about Miss Portugal, which I think she looks so beautiful on the evening gown. It was quite dramatic. It looked like what's that bird? Flamingo. It was like pink flamingo with a lot of the face. I don't know if the theme was flamingo, but it looked like a bird. It was really over the top, but she looked beautiful, and I kind of like it because it's part of the LGBT community to be like dramatic and over the top. And she was happy, and I have to say I noticed her finally because prior to the Prumne competition, I did not really notice her that much. So I'm happy that she's enjoying the moment.
Whole reference on. I was like, did she dress up as the same designer as Canada? But you like
Mhm.
that. Me, I'm like, too much. But again, I guess I lived too long in New York, and New York is all like simplicity
Yeah,
and stuff. So, but she
and
looked
also
beautiful.
she looked beautiful, and I'm happy for her because I don't think it's been easy for her and the Netherlands, receiving a lot of like negative comments. So I'm happy that they're finally shining. Talk about Puerto Rico. I think Puerto Rico is beautiful, and the gown reminded me so much of Miss Venezuela from Miss Universe 2018, which was held in
Yeah,
Bangkok, Thailand. I remember it clearly because she was in top three, and it was just such an iconic moment. I want to see her in a different gown. Come on, guys. Puerto Rico is beautiful. She deserves a different gown that suits her. This is not a gown.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
think?
This literally looked like the same gown. And I'm like, I saw her in that gown before. So I backtracked the Instagram and I saw the gown she wore at the finale, the same designer. And like,
Mm.
from the waist up, it's completely the same. Just the bottom is different if you compare the two pictures. But yeah, it's the same. I think,
I think
it works.
it's the same guy. Yeah, I also noticed that. It looks very similar to the Nationals.
It's completely the same, just the bottom is like different. Like when I have pictures together and I'm like, wow, it's same. But I guess if it worked for her in the finale and she won, then they go with that. But it was very revealing.
I like that type of gown, like the design, but I like colors. I think, you and me talking, and you like more black and like darker colors, but I like colors. So I wish they gave her a little bit of color because the dress itself, it was too revealing for me personally. Um, it's okay to have like silver or like a diamond, whatever the rhinestone they had. I wish it was bigger because everything kind of looked the same for me. Like it was like a skin tone. She looked beautiful regardless. I think the makeup looked good. The hair and makeup team did a good job. And yeah, she looked really effortless and regal. So I know they're going to change the gown because Thailand never wears the same gowns for the prelim and the finals. So please wear a better gown for the finals. Something that actually elevates her, makes her much more beautiful, and she looks much better. So um, yeah, because she's my favorite, right? Like it's no secret. Like Antonia
I
is my
know.
favorite. So I want the best for her, and please bring that magic. So I want to talk about South Africa. I think she's been very consistent in terms of her performance since she arrived in El Salvador. Gold is definitely her color. Good choice in terms of color. She was beautiful, confident, powerful, and she can speak. So we know that she did a fabulous job in the interview, no question asked. So I'm happy to see that she's also good at stage presence. So I'm
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
South Africa
I
will be
love
interesting.
that gown. It was also like completely different than anyone else. The combination of golden and silver and like the structure on the shoulder and so on. It was definitely standing out. So I hope they are gonna bring something similar for the finale.
And the last one I have is Miss Venezuela. Wow, showgirl, showstopper. She bring all the big feathers, everything she had, and it was so over the top. But I liked it, and also her gown was actually like a elevated version of a national gown because she has this tassel moving in the silver, white, and the blue color. But today she wore a silver version of that, and I liked it. It was just so cool. It was spectacular, elegant.
I love the cut, like we complained about silver gum before, but in her case, the interesting cut here, and it kind of it feels like same designer as last year Venezuela because they have like this
Very similar, right?
twisting
Yeah.
lines and so on. But it was really beautiful done. The only thing is the feathers bothered me. If it was without the boa or whatever that was, that would be better. But otherwise, the gown was great. Delivery was great. She really got me in the gown round for sure.
Yeah, she definitely pulled my attention. In the swimsuit as well, I think it was very classic Miss Venezuela, but at least for the evening gown, she brought her own character and her personality.
Yeah.
So I like that. So, guys, we have come to the end, and here is our top best in swimsuit and best in evening gowns. So, let me know in the comment section if you agree with mine or Lenka's choices, and also let us know what do you think. Who are your personal favorite? Who stood out to you during the preliminary competition in Miss Universe 2023? And who do you think will be the winner of Force for Good Miss Universe crown? Um, in the end, Lenka, thank you for being here, joining me. I know it was quite a short time because we had to watch like 2 hours, almost 3 hours preliminary competition, and we had to do this. So thank you for being here.
Now, thank you so much for having me always. It's so much fun to talk with you because it's always like, such a nice spirit. When we disagree, we are like kind and sweet. So I always love getting to talk to you.
Same here. And guys, make sure to follow her on her social media, which you can see the handle for her social media. Give her support, give her love. And also, fun fact, she is a model. She has worked in New York, so many places in Asia. So give her a like, follow, and yeah, just support her on her social media. That'd be amazing. And also, if you enjoyed our chat, make sure to click the red subscribe button. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. And share this video, which also helps my YouTube channel grow much more further. And yes, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys once again in my next video. Say bye from George. Bye bye.
Thank you.